Our next urban legend of Dyer Lane in Sacramento, California. This one is called the Dyer Lane Satanic Cult. Story goes that in 1967, a satanic cult called the Satanic Order of Amdusias, Amdusias. I'm not that good at pronouncing, sorry. Back to the story. Story goes that in 1967, a satanic cult, the Satanic Order of Amdusias, would frequent the fields of what is now Dyer Lane. It is said that this order worshipped the demon Amdusias. This satanic cult would try and summon the great demon without any luck. Hi, my witches and gnomes. Welcome to WitchDarkTales podcast. I'm your host, Moon Witch, and within this podcast, we're going to be talking about haunted places in Sacramento, California. Previous podcasts, we talked about Dyer Lane, and it got me so intrigued. It seems like haunted places here in Fresno as well seems very connected, or just in general, haunted places in California. It's a lot. And it gets me excited. Sorry, as you saw me. I was like stuck. But before we get into the podcast, viewer discretion and audio discretion is advised. Strong adult languages and images for the visual might disrupt the viewer. But with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. And let's get straight into this haunted places in Sacramento. Ooh, I'm ready. So you guys might hear me repeat things over and over because I can't really hear myself. I can't hear nothing on this side. I don't know. I- Our first haunted place in Sacramento is called the Hart Mansion, located at the corner of 22nd and 8th Street. Now, when I saw the picture of the house, it looks haunted because, well, from my opinion, I saw a lion, well, two at that. One of them was on top of the roof or the entrance of the door. And then I was like, lions actually are ferocious and they can be symbolically or spiritual meaning, protecting the home, or like gargoyles. You know, when gargoyles they put on top of the church to scare the demons away, right? The urban legend of the Hart Mansion is that it was mostly known as Martinez house, where the Martinez family lived before the father killed his wife and two kids with an axe before burying them in the basement. Now, this is untrue because no one or no family named Martinez ever even lived there. And then another urban legend claims that a previous tenant took his wife to the basement to torture her to her death occurring in the home. Paranormals who did the investigation would smell the place full of cologne. They even had photos of orbs, and people even claimed to see an apparition of a dog at the window. Now, locals also claim when before passing the gate, you can feel chills. One urban legend that I found also was weird or crazy was that they say Charles Manson once kept bodies in the basement. So I was like, what is Charles Manson doing in Sacramento? And what does this have to do with him? So I did my little digging, and Charles Manson was in prison in Folsom and also Vacaville, California. And so two of his disciples, or you can say followers, moved there to be closer to him. I was shook. Well, it's not funny, but I was shook. I was like, esports, you know what? Okay, off topic. Let me scratch your brain. I know that when people have, or let's say celebrities have Arianators or the monsters, or Kesha Hersel's animals. I'm not saying this towards them, but I just want to know when followers are worshiping a false idol, such as Charles Manson, they will do anything for them. And since they loved him so much, they decided to move over there with him. Well, they decided to move to Sacramento to be closer to him. You have to be a true fan to go over there. Well, back to the story. I was on YouTube and I came across the video because, when you do research, you like to know a little backstory. And I saw this video of the news reporter. They went to the Hart Mansion, and this guy named Peters said that the home was owned by the Amorosos for 6 decades. And so the news reporter, did you, see any spirits? Do you know how many passed away? He said nobody died there. There was no spirits even being seen. that this place is literally not haunted, and he wants people to stop coming there because I guess high school students would dare each other to go over there, or they would sneak late at night to go in the back of the house, jump in there, and try to do whatever the hell they were doing. And I'm just like, damn. Damn, y'all wild for that. Watching the video of the news reporter going over there was this guy named JP Bailey who even said that the house is so haunted, they even had a song after it. And y'all want to hear it? Okay, so it goes like this. Let me see. And it goes, at the house next door, people gather often. You can hear them talking in the stories, chill your bones. Let me play a clip.
At the house next door, people gather often. You can hear them talking and the stories chill your bones.
The fact that this house is hella haunted, they created a song after it. Now, not to also mention, there's a black cat named Stella who roams around the house. Some claim she's guarding the area. Now, when you think of black cats, obviously people associated with demons, black magic, evil, da 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 da. Black cats are not bad. I have one. Yeah, they're naughty. They don't listen to you, climb up walls, but they're not bad. They're just a different type of breed. Off topic, during Halloween, and I don't know about now, but I heard like back then, like centuries too, during Halloween, they would take black cats and unalive them or sacrifice them just because they think that it's going to get rid of the bad omen. Now, from in other states as well and countries, white cats were actually considered bad luck. So when you think of this urban legend or about the black cat, you're just like, what? Whether a cat is evil or not, who are we to murder them, right? Like, why would you want to hurt another living being? I don't know. That just doesn't sit right with me. That just not, no. So if you're from Sacramento, California, drop down a comment and let me know, do you believe that the Hart Mansion is allegedly haunted? And the fact that all this urban legend was going on there, and even the locals in that town even claim that the house is haunted. I will want to know from your point of view. I always ask, and even though people don't watch the videos, which is fine, TikTok is going to be responding, which I love. Which I love. It's hard to be more viral on YouTube because it's a bigger platform, I guess you can say. Now, everyone's always on their cell phone, so I guess they're always watching. I don't know. But maybe one day, we'll go viral here on YouTube. Moving on to our next story. Moving on to our next story, we're going to be talking about Dyer Lane. Now, the urban legends, there has so many. We already talked about it in our previous podcast, which will be linked in everything that we talk about is in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. Since we talked about the cursed witch of Dyer Lane and also the ghost police, I wanted to talk about the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone. Now, let's get straight into the urban legend of Dyer Lane. This one named the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone. Around 1954, members of the KKK are said to have gathered in the fields of Dyer Lane and would perform their cross-burning rituals. On one summer night in 1954, they brought an African American man named Tyrone into the fields. A man they kidnapped off the streets of Sacramento. Tyrone went through a gauntlet of white hooded KKK men and received a severe beating. Afterwards, the KKK lynched Tyrone from one of the oak trees. People who visit Dyer Lane late at night say that at times they can see white hooded men standing in a circle in the field. They also can see Tyrone hanging from the tree. Viewers' discretion is advised. I'm so sorry. That's so sad. I don't want to say anything just because in my mind right now, I don't want to bring up any controversial, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So if you're from Sacramento, California, did you ever hear about the urban legend of the KKK and the lynching of Tyrone at Dyer Lane? Drop down a comment and let me know. That is sad. And rest in peace to Tyrone. If this was a true urban legend, rest in peace. And I'm not claiming that to sound disrespectful or any kind of way, I promise. It's just, if it was true, that's messed up. But if it's an urban legend, that's even more messed up because someone made that up. You know what I mean? Moving on to our next urban legend of Dyer Lane in Sacramento, California. This one is called the Dyer Lane Satanic Cult. Story goes that in 1967, a satanic cult called the Satanic Order of Amdusias. Amdusias. I'm not that good at pronouncing. Sorry. Back to the story. Story goes that in 1967, a satanic cult, the Satanic Order of Amdusias, would frequent the fields of what is now Dyer Lane. It is said that this order worshipped the demon Amdusias. This satanic cult would try and summon the great demon without any luck. During a dark, cloudy, brisky night, the cult was ready to take things to the next level. They were ready to commit a human sacrifice. The cult kidnapped one of their members' sister named Lynn. They took Lynn out into the field and said their chants to Amdusias. The cult members wore a red hooded outfit. On the back of the outfit was a large A in yellow. The A represents Amdusias. After the chanting, the leader of the cult plunged a large knife into the chest of Lynn. When this occurred, the sound of thunder was heard along the sound of trumpets. The trees appeared to bend towards the circle where the cult was standing. Mischievous music resonated throughout the field. The cult finally managed to summon the demon, Amdusias. After summoning the demon Amdusias, there were mysterious deaths of some of the cult members. One cult member was found on a park bench with his throat slit. Some ghost hunters or just some curious people have claimed that they can hear chantings in the field at Dyer Lane. Some people said that if you get close to the chanting, you will be severely scratched. The scratches are usually deep, and the scratches appear to be done with 3 claws. What the? I don't know what to say to that. Here's my thought on this. Why would anybody want to summon up a demon? Have you guys ever seen that movie Jennifer's Body, where the group was trying? They're like reminding me of Maroon 5, to be honest. Allegedly, they were trying to summon up the demon, and when they grabbed Jennifer for sacrificing her because she was supposedly a virgin, but she wasn't, and I guess somehow the spell backfired, or the summoning of the demon backfired, and she became a monster eating boys. She even said it herself, right?
No, I'm killing boys.
Right. For me, when you think of summoning of a devil, which in magic or in magic, it is called invocation. No, invocation means to summon into the physical world, and an evocation means to summon into your space. BRB, I'm gonna go get my book of shadows because I technically don't remember the info. BRB. Ta-da! Now let's see what that means. I'm going to add a picture here. Invocation, to bring forth guidance and assistance within the sacred space, such as a magical circle as above. For evocation is to consciously and intentionally bring forth a higher energy into manifestation, the physical plane, so below. Meaning, invocation is to bring into your space to protect you, such as calling the corners, where evocation, or you're calling something into the present or physical realm. So, for example, to invoke the watchtowers of the 4 corners, which would be an invocation. To evocation would be to call upon, let's say, angels to be present with you as a guidance and protection. And that's why I believe everyone should have a book of shadow. So, obviously, WitchDarkTales, you guys know by now, I'm a practitioner. So back to that, invocation means to call upon within your space or circle. Evocation is to call something into your physical realm, as in besides you physically. The satanic cult, again, that this does not correlate with each other. They were trying to evoke something into the physical realm. Maybe they wanted to become powerful. Maybe they wanted to make a pact with whatever demon, demonic, Amdusias, it's hard to say. I would never judge somebody on practicing their craft if they're practicing Satanism or Wiccan or witchcraft, or again, just different terms. Their things do not correlate. But I do want to say, if you're out here sacrificing somebody, I don't condone that. Whether it's an animal, a human being, whatever the case may be, anything that is being hurt should not be used as a sacrifice. Let me rephrase that. Anything that has feelings and can pass away should not be used as a sacrifice. And that is it. So if you're from Sacramento, California, sorry. I try to keep a straight face, sorry. So if you're from Sacramento, California, did you ever hear about the satanic cult trying to summon up the demon Amdusias at Dyer Lane? There in Sacramento, California. Drop a comment and let me know. I do want to know more. I'm so intrigued with different religion, different practice. Again, I do practice the Wiccan religion, but I do not correlate my craft with Satanism because they believe in different things. Now, from what I heard or from what I watched, Satan do not worship Satan. They basically worship themselves or they see themselves as God or gods. I might be wrong, but drop down a comment, let me know. Before I end the podcast, what did you guys think about that? For me, the satanic cult and the KKK Tyrone of Dyer Lane. That was I wonder who came up with these urban legends. When it comes to urban legends, you guys, I love it. I love hearing about urban legends, but now I see what people are talking about when they say BS that you're lying or that urban legends made up. Now I get it because whether it's true or not, who came up with it? I want to know what your intake is. Drop down a comment, let me know. But thank you guys for watching, and audio listeners, thank you for listening. See you every Monday for audio and Sunday for visual on here on YouTube. Blessed be everyone. Please be careful. People are crazy out there. I'll see you next week. Bye.